Hello again, everyone. I'm Steve Beverly. Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller heard I was in the neighborhood, and they decided to just take off for the day. And so here we are. I'm going to be subbing today, and we have some very interesting guests for you that are going to bring you up to date on a lot of important things that are happening in our community, and we'll be doing some things that will benefit a lot of our nonprofits in the area, as well as we'll be having an update on what's going on at the Discovery Park of America, which is always an exciting place to visit. And we'll be bringing you our regular fur baby. Now, who doesn't like animals? And you're going to be seeing Whitney Owen as she brings us via Zoom some things about the Jackson Animal Care Center that I think you're going to find most interesting. Gwen McReynolds is here from the DAR, and she's going to be talking about Constitution Week that's coming up next week. And then we'll be having some news about an author who is coming to town and having a two-day workshop for people about biblical womanhood. And then we'll also be talking about the forthcoming Veterans Day Parade here in Jackson. So stay with us for the next hour, because I think you're going to find this to be a most interesting, I think, series of conversations that we have. And just remember that if you want to see anything else I do around the way, watch TV Classics on Saturday and Sunday nights at 7. And we'll be here with you with the oldest shows that you've ever seen. As I say on that show, the host is old, the shows are old, and even some of you in the audience are old. And we will be right back with our first guest right after this timeout.
Hi, I'm here to ask the people of Jackson to be a part of a groundbreaking program, 4 Minute City.
Every minute you don't get help after a sudden cardiac arrest, your chance of survival decreases by 10%.
That's why Friends of Heart and the Jackson Fire Department have created a care team.
A group of everyday citizens trained, equipped, and ready to save lives in our community.
Please call this number or visit our website.
Together, we can save lives.
Experience something new with View It Video on Demand. Now you can preview and rent movies with your remote. Press the TiVo button to go to the home screen. Select View It on Demand to get started. Browse new movie releases and events. Select what you want to watch, then rent. There's even free stuff. You'll find karaoke songs, fun screensaver for your TV, videos for the kids, and more. Experience more with TiVo and View It Video on Demand.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
I've lived in Jackson, Tennessee for 32 years, and one of the organizations that is always important, whether it's here or everywhere else I've lived, is the Salvation Army, because they do so much for so many in our community and others throughout West Tennessee. And we're delighted to have with us today to talk about a very special event upcoming. We've got Lieutenant Mark Cancia, and we have Reagan Love from the Salvation Army. And the lieutenant is here with us as the leader of the group, and then Reagan is here with us as the Regional Resources Development Director. It's good to have you both here with us today.
Steve, thank you so much for having us on today.
Mark, let's talk right off the bat about, first off, before we get into the event, tell us about the work of the Salvation Army and what it does to really reach out to so many needs in our community.
Yeah, so for 70 years, the Salvation Army has been planted here in Jackson. And not only have we been planted here, but we've been doing the work that we have been called to do as an organization. And back in 1865, General William Booth responded to the call from the Lord to begin a movement that would exist to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in his name without discrimination. And so for 70 years here in Jackson, Tennessee, the Salvation Army has been doing that. And so the way that looks is through youth character building. And so throughout the week, children will come to our doors and they will hang out in our facility to learn about gardening, cooking, or even have some academic support so that they're not only successful in life, but they're successful in the classroom as well. In addition to that, we provide emergency services. And so for people that might be at risk of homelessness or struggling with food security, we've been able to help provide security and hope for people that are on the cusp of poverty. And then finally, part of the mission of the organization is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so we regularly get the opportunity to do that. And that might be with somebody who comes in for assistance or somebody who knows that we exist as a part of the Christian church. And so every week we have the opportunity to do that, to preach the gospel and to meet human needs without discrimination.
Now, Reagan, a lot of people associate, naturally so, the Salvation Army with ringing the bells and the kettles that are certainly at the Christmas season. But it's an ongoing thing to raise money for the various needs. And you've got a big event upcoming. It's the first time ever. Tell us a little about that.
Absolutely. So we noticed a few months ago that we were having some leaking coming in through our roof, which of course impedes our ability to be able to do regular operations. You know, with a leaky roof, you can be pretty distracted. So we decided that we wanted to have this cruise in and car show to be able to raise funds, especially for the roof, but also for our ongoing operations.
Now, what's going to happen at the Cruise In and Car Show? Because obviously when you hear about that, you think there's going to be some classic vehicles there, and that's one of my favorite things.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
So we'll look forward to seeing you there.
You got it. You got it. And to remind everybody, it's September 17th.
Yes, sir. So it's this Saturday, September 17th, and it'll start at 8 o'clock. And now that's different from what the flyer says, and that's because we've recently partnered with the Cars and Coffee Club.
Okay.
They normally meet at Kohl's, but this year, or this Saturday, they're going to be meeting at the Salvation Army starting at about 8. And so there are going to be cool cars, fast cars, old cars, new cars, sports bikes, all types of vehicles at this car show. And it's a cruise-in that nobody had to register. There's not a fee to participate, but those that are coming understand that this is a fundraiser to raise money to raise the roof on our facility.
Hey, it's a perfect combination. We've got about 30 seconds left. 125 Allen Avenue.
Yes, sir.
In Jackson, and that's where you're located at, and that's where people can come. It's absolutely free.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
We so appreciate the work that you do in this community and how many people you reach by things that are associated, again, with the kettle, but something like we have this weekend, September 17th, Saturday, 8 to 3, 125 Allen Avenue. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us, Steve.
Much. Appreciate you.
Salvation Army, great to support them in every possible way. When we come back, more news of some big things happening in our community, so stay with us.
With EPlus broadband and Watch TV everywhere, you can now take your TV on the go. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to sign up. Then you're all set to catch your favorite shows, movies, and sports wherever and whenever you want on any internet-connected device. Choose from our growing selection of networks from your cable package at no extra charge. Visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to learn more. It's easy to sign up for EPlus Broadband's TV Everywhere.
Want to receive account information via text? When you enroll in JA Alerts, you can. Text to get a bill bounce, due date, set a payment extension, receive an outage notification, reply to report an electric outage. Text JOIN, J-O-I-N, text JOIN to 53248, 53248. Cell phone number must be current and attached to your JA account. Visit jaxenergy.com/textalerts for more information.
Here at the Emergency Operations Center, we rely on EPlus Broadband Fiber Network to better serve Madison County. With high-speed internet, we track storms and natural disasters in real time. Also, fiber internet gives us the speed to host training classes preparing responders from all over the county and state. The phone system allows us flexibility to stay in contact and make conference calls with both in and out of the office with local, state, and federal agencies. Connectivity is an important part of emergency management.
Our musical guest that we'll be getting to in just a few moments, Ken Mallard and Friends, and they will entertain you greatly, so stay with us for that. They're going to be doing several numbers for us today. But joining us now live via Zoom from the Discovery Park of America is our friend Claire Somm. She's the Director of Marketing for the Discovery Park, and of course she visits with us every month to catch us up to date on what's happening at the Discovery Park. Claire, how's everything up there today?
All is well, busy as always. This is always a busy time of year for us, and personally my favorite time of year, so all is going well here at Discovery Park.
Tell us some of the activities that you have going on that are very special here as we're midway through the month of September.
Sure. So September is a jam-packed month for us. This Saturday alone, we have Pediatric Day and Discovery Dash. Discovery Dash is our 5K, 10K, and 1 mile fun run. That event, you can register on site if you would like to, or you can pre-register by going to our website and going to the Discovery Dash calendar page, and you can find the options to register there. It's $30 per registrant. Everybody gets 4 free tickets to get into the park. That's good for 12 months. We also have Pediatric Day going on this Saturday as well, Saturday, September 17th. It's kind of like Health Day at Discovery Park, if you will. So from 10 to 2 on Saturday, we have Pediatric Day with different health organizations set up there, lots of activities for kids, a good learning opportunity for kids to learn from different health organizations. And the most important thing is children 17 and under receive free admission all day on Saturday. So Saturday is a big day for us. Next Saturday, September 24th, we are having a First Amendment festival. We're partnering with the Freedom Forum to host a First Amendment educational festival. Brett Baer will be here speaking, and the Gatlin Brothers will be here performing. So it will be also a jam-packed day. Free admission is available that day with registration. Again, you can get that from our website. So yeah, that's 2 Saturdays in a row to come to Discovery Park for free if you take advantage of it.
Boy, you've already talked about one of my favorite groups there performing, and also talking about the health of our community with the event that you have coming up this weekend. Now, clarify this for me. Is it just going to be, and I shouldn't say just, but is it going to be, as you talked about the 5K and then doing some of the other things, now you cannot get health screenings at this, is that correct?
No, not necessarily. No, this will just be for a good opportunity for kids to go and learn, especially any child that has dreams of going into the medical field, to go and learn, and also a good opportunity for kids to be around our first responders and those workers like that to learn and not to be so scared when there is an emergency. They'll learn lots of things from what to do if there were to be an emergency in their family. You know, we hate to put kids in those positions, but sometimes they are, and days like this are really good for them to learn that it's not so scary. And every time we see an ambulance, it's not necessarily a scary situation.
When you get to this time of year, and we're beginning to feel a little bit of fall in the air the last few days, but when you get to this point in the year and school has been back in session for about 5 or 6 weeks in a lot of places, how much does that turn the kids out to come to the park on the weekends?
We do, but we do see a lot of kids coming. You know, we're definitely slower during the week right now because kids are just now getting back into school. So field trips aren't quite happening yet, but our weekends are, fun for kids to join. And of course, on the horizon, we've got Pumpkin Village, which is always a big attraction for kids as well.
Tell everybody where you can go online just to get an update on what's going on at the park in between your visits with us.
Sure, at discoveryparkofamerica.com, and then go to the calendar page, and you will see that the rest of our year is very busy and full of activity here at Discovery Park. So you can see the dates and times and all the details. And of course, if you ever have any questions, just give us a call or send an email to info@discoveryparkofamerica.com.
This is one of the great places for tourism, education, for kids and families anywhere in the Southeast. And I'm so pleased that we have this here in West Tennessee. Claire, again, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here as always.
And she'll be back with us here again in October here on
Okay.
6 in the City. And so right now, let's head over to the main stage, and we're going to be greeted with music from a terrific trio, and that is Ken Mallard and Friends.
Listen to the young men when they're talking. Listen to the young girls walking by. Do you understand the things they're saying? Or do you even wonder why? Don't let them down, don't turn your backs, they're your children. And they need a helping hand, but most of all they need someone to understand. Most of all, to understand. We didn't forget the way our fathers taught us, but times change and we did and you can. So change your ways if changes will be better. Maybe we can understand. Don't let them down, don't turn your backs, they're your children, and they need a helping hand, but most of all, they need someone to understand. Most of all, to understand. Most of all, to understand.
System Operational Achievement Recognition, the SOAR Award, is the American Public Gas Association's recognition for excellence in a natural gas utility. The award covers employee safety, system improvement, system integrity, workforce development. There are over 700 APGA members. In 2022, 14 of those systems received a SOAR Award. But the top-level gold SOAR Award, only one system, the Natural Gas Division of the Jackson Energy Authority. Being an industry leader is all a part of JEA today.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame, Super Bowl champion, two-time NFL MVP, four-time Pro Bowler, Kurt Warner will be the speaker for the 58th benefit dinner at Freed-Hardeman University. Join us Friday, December 2nd and hear from the American underdog. Enjoy a night of great food and entertainment and help raise money for student scholarships with Kurt Warner, one of the greatest stories in sports history. Visit fhu.edu for details.
Many of you probably remember quite well, at least if you're my age or a little bit older, you probably remember when we had the transition of the presidency in 1974. And in accepting the office of president, Gerald Ford said to the country, among his first words, "Our Constitution works." Well, today we're going to be talking about our Constitution because next week is Constitution Week. all across the country. And I'm glad to have here with us Gwen McReynolds from the Daughters of the American Revolution. And she's here to talk all about Constitution Week. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us in particular, because I've been to a number of your events in the past that you've done, what does the DAR try to do to make the Constitution come alive more for the people at home who just remember, okay, we studied it in school, et cetera, like that? What do you do to try to make this to be more of a living document for everyone?
Well, we promote the bell ringing, and I do want to talk a little bit about that. I brought my
You got
bell.
it right there.
Got my bell.
I've been there many times for that.
The DAR does participate in the bell ringing at the Tennessee State Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Thursday DAR meeting, which will be at the VFW, all people are invited, and we will have a speaker about the Constitution, and we will read the Bill of Rights. We do have a proclamation from the mayors about the Constitution, and we will provide, if asked, we will be glad to go into any classroom in Jackson-Madison system and speak about the Constitution. So we try to promote that. I do want to tell why we ring the bells.
Yeah, do that, because I think a lot of people may not, who have not been there. I have, when you've done that. But what's the significance of doing that?
Well, the significance was at the, have to go a little bit back in history.
Go ahead, give us the background.
It was decided that the Articles of Confederation just weren't working. And so our leaders, by the way, all white men who own property, but that's beside the point, decided that we needed a constitution. And so in May of 1787, they came together in Philadelphia. They blacked out all the windows, they locked the doors, and from, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they stayed in the building and did not leave. George Washington said, don't drop a piece of paper because we don't want the press to know, which I thought was very interesting. They didn't want anything to leak. When on September 17th, which is amazing that this document was written in 3 months, considering you had to get 41 people to agree. And of course, we know there were compromises that have caused issues down through the ages. We also know that not everyone voted for the Constitution because they wanted a Bill of Rights. And finally, it was agreed that they would have a Bill of Rights. Well, at 4 o'clock on September 17th, they came out and said, we have a Constitution, and all the bells in Philadelphia rang. So, we ring the bells to signify that the Constitution was written. It would take a while to ratify it. It's even in the Constitution. It took 9 out of the 13 colonies to vote to ratify the Constitution. And it is considered the shortest document in the world, governing bodies document. Of course, we know it has the 3 parts, the legislative branch, the executive branch, and then the judicial branch. And then the other couple of articles are basically governing articles, how they're going to ratify it.
You know, the amazing thing in thinking about this document is how few times it has been amended over these 200 plus years. You know, we may think about the numbers of amendments, but over that length of time, how it has stood up because it was such a valuable and well thought out paper.
Oh, yes. Well, the first 10 amendments came just
immediately,
almost immediately, within a year or so. Then we had only 12 amendments till the 13th Amendment after 1865. Of course, the 19th Amendment is my favorite,
yes,
and our
suffrage,
Jacksonian Sue Shelton White.
Sue Shelton White, and if you go over to City Hall, you can see
the bust.
The bust that was done by Wanda Stanfield, and it is beautiful.
Beautiful, and she was a member of our chapter while she was working on that to get the 19th Amendment, and then the let's see, just a minute, I lost it. The amendment that gives 18-year-olds the right to vote.
Yes.
As a senior in high school, that was passed. It was passed, and I wrote my paper on it. And then I was in the first group that got to vote for president that year as an 18-year-old.
Boy, that makes a huge difference. We've got a little bit less than 1 minute
Okay.
remaining. Tell everybody when you are going to ring the bells and where.
All right, we will ring the bells at our chapter meeting, and that's at 2 o'clock at the VFW building on Thursday.
A week from this Thursday.
No, actually, it's this Thursday.
It is this Thursday,
It is
okay.
this Thursday.
All right.
The 16th, I do want to tell that you can go in, and there will be people reading the Constitution all day long for kids. The 17th is actually the day of the Constitution. I believe that's where the Nashville.
We want to wish you much success with this as we do every year, and thank you for everything that the DAR does to continue to promote the value of the Constitution to our young people all throughout West Tennessee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And say hello to my good friend Debbie Boston.
I shall.
Okay. Coming up next, we will have for you another great tune from Ken Mallard and friends, and if you feel like tapping your toe, go right ahead.
When I was young, love came along. It don't seem to be all that long. It was a true love, the kind we need, for good or bad, to eternity. All this time went by so fast. They all said it would never last. It took everything we both had. Looking back now makes me glad. For good or bad, happy or sad, you were the best I ever had. No one could ever be better for me, for good or bad, to eternity. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, but we stay the same. We're still around. For good or bad, happy or sad, you were the best I ever had. No one could ever be
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Tired of internet that leaves you waiting and monitoring your usage with extra fees? Switch to EPlus Broadband from the Jackson Energy Authority for fiber optic internet with the fastest speeds to keep everyone connected. Enjoy being online as much as you want without worrying about extra fees or data usage limits. Perfect for when you need to download and upload large files, stream videos, or use your favorite video conferencing app. EPlus Broadband, fastest internet, no data caps, no slowdowns, no worries.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Well, you talk about a subject that is dear to my heart, and that is when you start talking about fur babies. I got one at home that is just, she rules the roost. Gidget is 8.5 years old and has the personality of a 2-year-old. And I can tell you, she still dominates the house. Well, of course, in Jackson, the Jackson Animal Care Center, just constantly looking for homes for animals that need somebody to love them. And here to tell us about that via Zoom this afternoon is Whitney Owen. And Whitney, I understand you got a friend with us. Tell us about who the friend is.
This is Yoga. Yoga is a 5-month-old kitty. He came in with his sister as a set of strays. She has since been adopted. Yoga has a neurological condition that causes him to be very wonky. That's the technical term. His back end is very unsteady, and so he can walk, he gets around fine, uses the litter box like a regular kitty. He's very playful, but he needs a 1-story safe house, basically. He needs to be toddler-proof. He was adopted by a very nice family, but they lived in a loft apartment, and after his neurological condition became apparent, they were worried that he would fall from the 2nd level, and so they returned him to make sure that he was safe. And so we were looking for the perfect family for him that has a house that would be safe for somebody who doesn't have steady feet. So no high balconies, no 2nd floor. Needs kind of a 1-story situation. But he gets around just like everybody else does. He loves to play. He's trying to escape as we speak. He wants to run around and be a normal kitty.
Whitney, tell us, we'll go right into asking how, if somebody wants to adopt your friend, how do they go about it, and where do they go, and what's the phone number they call?
They can call us anytime between 8 and 4, every day but Sunday, at 731-422-7028. And the shelter is over at 23 Pinnacle Drive, and we are open for adoptions from 12 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday. So they are welcome anytime during that window. They do not have to make an appointment. They can just stop by. Yoga is a beautiful fella, so we're hoping he won't be here too terribly long. But yeah, we've got about 40 other kittens right now, cats and kittens available for adoption. So even if Yoga isn't here, we've got a lot of other great babies that need families too. And if you're looking for a dog, I've got 35 of those that need homes currently. So we got a little bit of something for everybody. So they are more than welcome anytime that we are open.
Whitney, we just have a problem in this community with so many people who abandon animals, and they'll throw them out of a car, they'll drop them on a street corner. It's heartbreaking to think about that. Ours was a rescue as well. For all of that, what kind of stress does that put on the Animal Care Center to have to be able to find homes for so many of these animals, because we know we've got the problem here?
Well, we've had just a hair under 1,300 animals walk through our doors in 2022 so far. I'm struggling to find words that are polite. It's difficult. We've got 6 shelter staff total, including myself, to handle anywhere between 110 and 160 animals a day. As far as feeding, care, upkeep, trips back and forth to the vet, cage cleaning. They need mental and physical stimulation every day to make sure that they're not going, not going batty in their cages, just sitting there. It's difficult. We get 1 adopted out and 2 more come in. We're trying very, very hard to help people retain their pets. If somebody loses their job, can't afford food, we have a pet food pantry. We will give you dog or cat food until you get over the rough spot that you're in, so that you don't have to surrender your pet due to lack of food. We're working on building our program to be able to provide more financial assistance in different scenarios in the future. We just don't have the budget for it right now. But we do lean very heavily on our spay and neuter program. If you own an animal that is not fixed and you are willing to get it fixed, we can help you with that. I know financially it can be out of reach, so we do have discount vouchers available to anybody who's a resident of Madison County. If you live outside of Madison County, we have sister programs all over the state. So wherever you are, I can put you in contact with somebody that is willing to help you get your animal fixed. But cost should not be a prohibitive factor in Madison County. Because we have several vets that work with us that have very economical pricing, and then with our vouchers on top of that, it's not out of reach for anybody at this point. And so at this point, it's just education and awareness, make people understand what the problems are. We're kind of at a point in our community where if we did not have a pit bull problem and we did not have a cat problem, then the animal care center wouldn't have a problem. We would have plenty of space and time for the animals that we need to take care of. But we have had just a little over 600 cats come in, 640 cats come in this year that are unwanted and abandoned. And we've had just a hair over 600 dogs come in this year, and roughly 80% of those are pit bulls and pit bull mixes. So we actually do free pit bull spay and neuter. If it's a pit bull or a pit bull mix, and you are willing to get it fixed, we will pay the entire cost of the surgery to get that done. Because we're struggling. It never seems to end.
Whitney, I'm going to jump in on you. We've only got about 10 seconds. Very quickly, give us the phone number again at the Animal Care Center.
731-422-7028.
Thank you so much for everything you do to keep these fur babies and try to get them a home where they're loved and wanted. We appreciate it so much.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a great day.
That's Whitney Owen from the Jackson Animal Care Center, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about a very important event coming up in November, and that is our Salute to the Veterans here in Jackson, and Mary Ross will join us to talk about that right after these messages.
I'm Mark Taylor. I'm the owner of Renew Biomedical Services based out of here in Jackson, Tennessee. We're a provider of biomedical services for medical professionals. At Renew Biomedical, our use of telecom is of utmost importance. We have to reach our customers in a timely fashion so we can diagnose and service their equipment needs. So EPlus Broadband allows Renew Biomedical to connect effectively with our customers in whichever way they choose, via email, phone, Skype, teleconferencing, and any way you can imagine.
Heating and air conditioning costs are over 50% of our average utility bills. Heating water, another 20%. 70% of our costs are basically for comfort. Utility costs are going up, and those inflation-driven costs may be with us for months. Whatever methods you use to conserve energy, those count more now than ever before. So when you set thermostats or use energy in any way, remember to take steps to conserve, saving your dollars at JEA today.
Say it and see it with voice control. Find your favorites faster across live, recorded, and streaming TV. Movies, shows, news, sports, music are just a voice command away. Show me action movies. Just for kids. Every result personalized based on viewing habits and time of day. Say it, watch it. It's that easy with the power of voice control.
If there is any group of people in this or other communities that are simply not appreciated enough, It is our veterans who have served us so well in conflicts, and whether we are at a wartime situation, continue to serve our country. And the best thing that we do, and we don't do it often enough, but when we get to November, Veterans Day approaches, and in our community we have the West Tennessee Veterans Coalition that sponsors a salute to our veterans. In fact, there's about 4 different events that are going on with this, and we're going to talk about all of them with Mary Ross, who's here with us today. Mary, it is so good to have you.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's great to be here.
Well, let's talk first about the activities that you have going on, because this is going to cover 2 different weekends. Let's talk about the Military Ball first, which is coming up on November 5th of this year.
So this year we're adding a new Salute to Our Veterans Military Ball. It's going to be a formal dining out experience. It's going to be at the Doubletree. This year our event was thankfully sponsored by Golden Circle Ford, American Access. We're going to have a keynote speaker who will be the grandson to General George S. Patton, Pat Waters. And we're going to have grog bowl, cake cutting with a sword, moving on into some entertainment with a one-night stand following that.
That's the musical group that's going to be entertaining.
Correct, yeah. So we're going to start off with a great evening, and we're going to work up to some dancing and kind of celebrate our veterans the way that we know how we need to.
Now, tell us first off what the cost is of the event and how people can go about getting tickets.
So currently, I still have some sponsorship tables available. Those price ranges anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the level that you want to go with. If you simply want to purchase a ticket, they're $100 per person. If you're a veteran, it's $75. And just call me at area code 423-341-3330. Shoot me a text. I can fill you in on any questions you may have.
And this is all going on at the Doubletree in Jackson.
Correct. We are housing, I'm actually, my real-time job is Director of Sales at the Doubletree, so I'm blessed by a company that kind of lets me be out in the community thanking our veterans every day. But to bring a group in and to show them the love that we're going to, we're all really looking forward to that.
And as far as saluting the veterans, you don't have to be a veteran to attend this event.
We welcome everyone. I'm personally not a veteran, and we've kind of worked really hard. I've got a couple of veterans on our committee that's put it together on the veterans aspect. But several of us are going to be newbies. We've never done this before, so we're real excited kind of moving forward with that.
Well, if anything, for me, my father was a veteran serving in the Navy during World War II. And also, we also are so pleased with the fact that we have the West Tennessee Veterans Home over in Humboldt, because my mother is there now. And
we love it.
It's such a joy to be there and see the people who do so much for our veterans every day. Mm-hmm. So this is, again, going to be on November 5th, and it starts at 6 o'clock, and then the live music at 9. You got the dinner at 7.
Correct.
So give us that phone number again that they can call you to if they want to sponsor a table.
Okay, area code's 423-341-3330. And tickets are also available for single tickets at Eventbrite.
Okay. So everybody remember that, because that is the key to making sure that you can be part of the salute to our veterans. And we're going to talk to Mary about more of the events that are coming on in and around on Veterans Day. But first, we got these guys who have just been singing their hearts out today, and they're going to do it again. Let's go back again to Ken Mallard and Friends.
Thank you, Steve. Well, it's just one more day at the office. One more day marking time. Wishing I was on the bank of a river before I lose my mind. But it's still just Thursday morning, 2 days before the time is mine, 2 days before I can go to a place I'd rather be. 2 days before I can see it again, my hometown in Tennessee, Tennessee. But it's time to get out of this here city. 2 days before I can win. 2 days before I can go to a place that I'd rather be. 2 days before I can see it again. My hometown, Tennessee, Tennessee. I can almost see Big Muddy River, almost smell them southern pines. It's gonna be one glad reunion when I see that family of mine. When it's down to one more driveway, 2 days from the California line. 2 days before I can go to a place that I'd rather be. 2 days before I can see it again. My hometown in Tennessee, Tennessee.
It stands out in the landscape. It's the newest and largest water tank in the JEA system. Located northeast of McKellar-Sipes Airport, it holds 2.5 million gallons of water. Construction costs just shy of $4 million. But it will supply water and the water pressure necessary to sustain fire hydrants in an expanding industrial and commercial area of Jackson. Meeting needs and building for the future, all a part of JEA today.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jaxenergy.com/UtiliCare.
Mary Ross has agreed to stay with us for one more segment and to talk about 3 more important events that we have in November that will be recognizing our veterans. So, Mary, let's get right into this. First off, November the 11th, 6:30, a Veterans Recognition Ceremony. Tell us about that.
So on November the 11th this year, we're going to do our 10th annual celebration of our veterans, which will be at Englewood Baptist Church. We welcome all veterans coming in to a night of specials, such as we'll have different POW tables. We'll do presentations, flag folding ceremonies. We're prepared to have, hopefully we're trying to wrap up the 129th Army Band, who's going to come in and perform for us tonight prior to the parade, and just kind of celebrate our 10th year celebration, because it's hard to believe we started this 10 years ago.
The Veterans Parade is always an emotional event every year, and it's going to be November the 12th at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Correct. We will start at the Civic Center, so we're currently trying to get people who are ready to sign up to come out and be a part. Last year, we opened with, of course, Parker's Crossroads Honor Guard. We were able to have the 129th Army Band march in our parade, and wrap that up with various organizations through the center. Lane College Band graciously came out and performed for our people downtown, and it was an amazing day celebrating some great people from every war, from non-war times, you name it. If you've joined the military, we just like to support you and celebrate you.
Boy, there's nothing that is any more important for reminding these men and women that they are not forgotten for the service they have provided to our country.
Yes, sir. We really want to thank them and pay it forward. I mean, they've blessed us by the world we live in today, and it's time for us to return that blessing to them.
Now, November 23rd, you've got a special event down in Memphis. Tell us about that.
So September the 23rd, we're coming up.
I'm sorry, I jumped you a couple of months.
That's
there.
okay. We're right around the corner.
Yeah.
We're going to present compliments of Cooper Hotels Group. Actually paid for a memorial coin. It's basically a challenge coin with West Tennessee Veterans Cemetery name plated on it. The American flag folded with 2 white gloved hands. And we're going to do a presentation to Major General Tommy Baker and the crew at West Tennessee Veterans Cemetery, so that they're able to get these coins into every veteran who is entombed and interred in that cemetery. They're able to kind of get that in their hands for a memorial. They can carry it in their purse, their pocket, however they want. It's just something tangible that they're able to take with them to know that their family's sacrifice meant something to someone.
September 23rd again, and what's the time on that?
We will be doing the program at 11 a.m., and that will be at the West Tennessee Veterans Cemetery in Memphis, Tennessee.
Mary, in the time we've got left, tell us what it means to you personally to be involved with these veterans events to honor these men, predominantly men, but also women who have served.
You know, this is my 11th year in the coalition committee that we formed. We kind of started it. There's a few of us that are left from the beginning, but my husband's a veteran, stepson's a veteran. It's just a blessing to be able to go out to talk to these men and women who have served, to get all of our veterans weren't thanked when they came home. When they got released, there were people who were here in a bad time. Just being able to brighten someone's day because I stop in Walmart, hand them a patch, and thank them for their service, it's a blessing for me.
Mary, we just can't thank you enough for everything that you do with this, and we hope it's a big success, all of these events.
Thanks for having me on today.
So we're going to wrap things up now, and when we come back, one final tune from Ken Mallard and Friends. So stay with us, everybody, and we're going to take it home.
Hey, have you heard about 4 Minute City? Do you know what it is?
Our city has over 100 sudden cardiac arrests every year.
That's why the 4 Minute City program was created.
By placing easy-to-use defibrillators in homes and businesses throughout Jackson, we can save lives.
This is not some hypothetical. This is real.
But it's up to us. Want to do something good?
Come on, Jackson. Get involved.
You just might save my life.
And I might save yours.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jaxenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
I wanted to show you this. This is an emblem that has been made up by the West Tennessee Veterans Coalition. Mary gave me one of these. 6,000 of this have been made up, and they're going to be distributed to veterans and their families all throughout our area. It says, "Proud to have served U.S. veteran," and it is a wonderful memento and keepsake as we approach Veterans Day, which is, of course, in November. And so many of the activities that we have, starting with in September, later this month on the 23rd, that event down in Memphis that issues the coin in honor of our veterans. And so keep that in mind and be sure to participate and do that as a thanks to someone who may not be here, but someone in your family who may be elsewhere that is a loved one. Let me also remind you that I'll be with you on Saturday and Sunday night for Steve Beverly's TV Classics. We're going to bring you some outstanding old shows that a lot of you remember from back to your childhood or your teen days if you're right around my age bracket. And we have, really, the things that we have, we're doing a couple of theme shows this weekend in which each show has a thread that builds on the other. And one of them is going to be on Sunday night, and every show deals with money. Yeah, everything from the Clampetts when they struck oil and suddenly they had $25 million, and then you're going to see a lot of other things where money was the secret. There's a doubleheader of the Lucy Show and a doubleheader of the Millionaire. So join us for that on Sunday night, Saturday night as well, 7 to 10 right here on EPlus TV6. Well, it's about time to wrap it up. Before we do, let's go over to Ken. And Ken, before you strike up the music, tell us about your friends. I know these guys, but tell us who your friends are.
Okay, thank you, Steve. This is Carl Byer on guitar over here. He's a Mustang from Huntington, Tennessee. And, of course, William Chris is from Jackson, and he's in more bands than I can think about.
Yeah,
he plays with everybody. So
I know about Bill. He is everywhere where he plays. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm Steve Beverly for Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller. Join us again next Tuesday here on 6 in the City. And until then, so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee. Ken, take us home.
I don't know why you came here to see me. Somebody told you a lie. I'm not the one you need in the morning. I'm just along for the ride. Too many days out on the highway at night, singing my song. I don't remember all their faces, just being alone. 21 reasons to say I'm sorry, memories to keep me alive. Carry me home to Chickasaw County, bring me horses to ride. It's been a long time since I saw Dallas. It wasn't easy saying goodbye. I still see her walking the beaches with a tear